Thailand is more than a country on a map. It is an unfolding story, a rhythm that touches both the eye and the soul. Traveling through it is like stepping into a tapestry woven from contrasts, a place where movement and stillness exist side by side, where the sacred coexists with the everyday, and where landscapes become mirrors that reflect the deepest truths of life. Every destination here holds more than beauty, it holds meaning. Mountains carry lessons of endurance, rivers whisper of flow, islands embody harmony, and ancient cities remind us of legacy. To walk through Thailand is not only to witness what the land offers, but to listen to the quiet wisdom it carries. This is not simply a journey of places, but of feelings, of reflections, of discovering how beauty speaks in many languages. And sir, let us wander together through Thailand's most beautiful places, not as tourists seeking sights, but as travelers seeking understanding. Bangkok is the beating heart of Thailand, a place where contrasts breathe as one. It is not only a city of activity, but a lesson in rhythm, the constant pulse of life in motion. Here, the energy teaches us that beauty does not live in perfection, but in the coexistence of opposites, chaos and calm, noise and silence, the old and the new. It reminds us that life is not meant to be controlled, but embraced in its wholeness, with all its contradictions. To walk through Bangkok is to feel the truth of vitality, that to be alive is to exist in the dance of many forces at once. And within that dance, harmony emerges, not because everything is the same, but because difference itself creates balance. Bangkok is a reminder that beauty often appears not when we escape the contrasts of life, but when we learn to see how they fit together. Chiang Mai feels like a pause, a place where the world seems to breathe more slowly. It invites reflection, drawing the traveler inward rather than outward. The atmosphere carries a quiet strength, one that does not shout but gently steadies the spirit. It shows us that wisdom does not arrive in haste, but through stillness, patience, and continuity. Chiang Mai is a reminder that beauty is not always dazzling or immediate. Sometimes it lives in silence, in spaces where the heart has time to open. Here, the lesson is about presence, about seeing the value of each moment without rushing to the next. It teaches us to honor what is subtle, to recognize that serenity itself is a form of richness. Chiang Mai is more than a place to see, it is a place to feel, a teacher that shows us the power of slowing down and listening to the quiet truths of life. Chiang Rai is a canvas where creativity and spirituality intertwine. It is a destination that challenges the way we see beauty, blending the familiar with the unexpected, the traditional with the imaginative. To be here is to be reminded that life is not rigid but fluid, that meaning is found not only in what is ancient, but also in the act of reimagining. Chiang Rai teaches us that beauty does not come from repeating what has always been done, but from daring to create anew. It encourages us to shift perspective, to question assumptions, to see beyond the surface. There is something liberating in this invitation, the realization that art and life are inseparable, and that every detail can carry significance if we allow ourselves to see it differently. Chiang Rai whispers the truth that beauty is not fixed, but ever-evolving, shaped as much by imagination as by tradition. Phuket is abundance expressed through nature's harmony. It is a place where the elements converge, land meeting sea, sea meeting sky, creating a rhythm that feels whole. More than its physical form, Phuket carries a deeper truth, that life is not a matter of choosing between opposites, but of embracing them together. It shows us that we can live vibrantly and restfully, that we can celebrate loudly and retreat quietly, that joy can exist in both stillness and motion. Phuket reminds us that beauty lies in balance, that the fullness of life comes not from clinging to one state, but from honoring many. It is a lesson in acceptance, a reminder that our experiences do not need to be limited to one path. In its abundance, Phuket teaches that to be alive is to hold many possibilities at once, and that this is not confusion, but richness. The Phi Phi Islands evoke the idea of paradise, not as a location, but as a state of being. Their presence speaks of resilience and timelessness, showing how nature endures, unshaken by time. Here, the cliffs and waters tell a story of connection, between strength and fragility, permanence and change. Standing in such a place awakens humility, reminding us of our smallness in the vastness of the earth, yet also of our belonging within it. The lesson of these islands is not about escape, but about recognition, that paradise is not separate from the world, but an expression of its deepest truths. It shows us that beauty has the power to quiet the mind, to soften the heart, and to awaken gratitude. The Phi Phi Islands reveal that the most profound experiences are not about what we take with us, but about how we are transformed by simply being present. Krabi is nature written in poetry, its landscapes carved with patience over endless time. Each curve, each rise, each expanse seems to carry a lesson of endurance. That beauty is not instant, but the result of slow transformation. To stand here is to feel the humility of perspective, the awareness that our lives are fleeting compared to the rhythms of the earth. Yet rather than making us small, this truth expands us, reminding us of the strength found in connection. Krabi shows us that the world itself is alive, that creation is not complete but ongoing, shaping and reshaping endlessly. Its presence urges us to live with patience, to trust that growth comes in its own time. The beauty here is not fragile, it is enduring, powerful, and eternal. And in witnessing it, we learn that we, too, are part of this greater story of transformation. Ayutthaya carries the dignity of history, standing as both memory and reminder. Its presence speaks of greatness that once was, yet also of resilience that continues. To walk here is to feel time folding in on itself, to sense that the past is not gone but living quietly within the present. The ruins are not symbols of loss, but of endurance. They show that even as forms change, meaning remains. Ayutthaya teaches that impermanence does not erase value, but deepens it. It reveals that beauty is not limited to what is whole or unbroken. It is also found in what has endured trials, in what continues to stand despite change. This place carries the wisdom that legacy is not just history, it is a living force, guiding who we are and shaping who we may become. Ayutthaya reminds us that time itself is a teacher, and that beauty exists even in what is weathered. Koh Samui is a world of contrasts made harmonious. It is a reminder that life does not ask us to choose between serenity and celebration, between reflection and vitality, but to embrace both. The island teaches that richness comes from variety, that peace can exist alongside joy, that solitude can enrich connection, that the sacred can live beside the playful. Koh Samui embodies the truth that balance is not a compromise, but a gift, a way of holding space for all aspects of being. To experience it is to understand that paradise is not only a vision of perfection, but a state of harmony where differences complement rather than divide. Koh Samui reflects the truth of life itself, that we are not one thing, but many, and that our beauty lies in the weaving together of all we are. Kanchanaburi is a landscape where memory and healing exist side by side. It carries within it the weight of human history, yet it also offers the gentleness of rivers, forests, and open skies. To be here is to reflect on resilience, on how sorrow and beauty can occupy the same space. The land teaches us that remembrance is not meant to trap us in the past, but to guide us forward with deeper compassion. Kanchanaburi whispers the truth that even places marked by pain can become sanctuaries of renewal. It shows us that healing does not erase scars but transforms them into lessons, reminders of both fragility and strength. Walking through its landscapes is like moving through a story that honors loss while celebrating endurance. Kanchanaburi is not simply a destination to visit, but a meditation on humanity's capacity to grieve, to learn, and to begin again. The Similan Islands embody purity, an untouched expression of nature's artistry. Here, beauty is stripped of excess, reduced to its most essential form, the meeting of earth, water, and sky in perfect harmony. The lesson of this place is one of humility, that the world does not need to be altered or adorned to inspire awe. It invites us to remember that simplicity itself is powerful, that what is unspoiled carries the deepest resonance. The Similan Islands remind us that preservation is not only about protecting nature, but about protecting a part of ourselves that longs for connection to what is whole and unbroken. To witness such beauty is to feel gratitude, to be reminded that we are guests in a world greater than ourselves. These islands teach that harmony is not something we must create, it already exists, if only we choose to honor and protect it. Sukhothai is the breath of beginnings, a place that speaks of origins and legacy. It carries the spirit of creation, the vision of what it means to shape a culture, a people, a future. To be here is to sense continuity, to feel how the past is never lost but flows into the present like an unseen current. Sukhothai teaches us that greatness is not sudden, but built through intention, patience, and faith. Its essence is a reminder that what we create today can echo for centuries, shaping not only ourselves but generations to come. It is a lesson in responsibility and in hope, that the seeds we plant, whether in art, in spirit, or in community, can grow into something enduring. Sukhothai is not simply a relic of history, it is a reminder of the power of beginnings, of how vision becomes legacy, and how legacy becomes timeless. Koh Tao embodies the spirit of discovery. It invites us to look deeper, to move beyond the surface, to seek what lies hidden within and around us. It teaches that beauty often lives where we least expect it, waiting for those willing to explore with curiosity and courage. Koh Tao is more than a place of adventure. It is a reflection of life's mystery, a reminder that the most valuable treasures are not always obvious but revealed slowly, layer by layer. To be here is to practice openness, to embrace the unknown without fear, to dive into experience fully. Koh Tao reminds us that discovery is not only about the world, it is also about the self. It shows us that when we are willing to explore, we find that life is vast, interconnected, and endlessly surprising. It is a destination that awakens wonder by revealing the hidden beauty of existence. Hua Hin is grace in simplicity, a place where elegance is expressed quietly, without need for grandeur. It carries the comfort of constancy, the steadiness of traditions that endure while life continues to change around them. To be here is to feel balance, to understand that beauty is not always dramatic but can be found in gentleness, in rhythm, in the quiet flow of days. Hua Hin teaches us that harmony does not need extremes, that true richness can be subtle and lasting. It reminds us that peace itself is profound, that not all beauty is meant to astonish, some is meant to soothe, to restore, to remain. In Hua Hin, one learns that the most meaningful impressions are often those that arrive softly, like whispers that linger long after they are spoken. It is a destination that embodies the wisdom of balance, teaching that elegance is found in simplicity well lived. And so, our journey across Thailand comes to its gentle close. Yet what remains is not merely the memory of mountains, islands, and ancient cities, it is the essence of what they revealed. Each place, in its own way, has been a teacher, Bangkok with its rhythm of contrasts, Chiang Mai with its stillness, Krabi with its patience, Ayutthaya with its legacy, and every island with its reminder of harmony. Together, they weave a story not just of geography, but of the human spirit, its resilience, its longing for balance, its need for both reflection and wonder. Thailand shows us that beauty is never just in what we see. It is in what we feel when we stand before something larger than ourselves, in the way our perspective shifts, in the silence that fills us after the noise of the world fades. It teaches that beauty is not only an external gift but an inward awakening. When you leave Thailand, you carry more than memories, you carry a story, written not only on the landscapes you have walked, but in the person you have become while walking them. And in that way, Thailand never truly ends. It remains with you, a quiet companion, reminding you of harmony, of presence, of the timeless beauty of life itself. Thank you for joining us. We are Unreal Places with simple mission, to share the wonder of nature from every corner of the world. Please subscribe if the content bring you peace.